Welcome back and let's continue with the series of Python by WS Cube Tech. I'm Nehal and in this video we're going to be talking about the next OOPS concept, that is the polymorphism in Python. So let's get started. So let's break down this word, that is polymorphism. So it is like polymorphism. So poly means many and morphism means forms. So it says many forms. Now what does the simplest definition of polymorphism is that uh, performing the same task but in a different way. I will just write it down. So it is just like performing the same task but in a different way. So it is just that you are performing the same task in a different way. So uh, polymorphism are of two types. So the first one is the overloading and overriding. So and we'll talk about this overriding later. First we'll go with the overriding. So now the overriding, there are three types of overriding over here. So the first one is that operator. The second one is the built-in method, and the third one over here is, you can say, class method. So these are nothing but we can say that uh, overloading is are of three types over here. So I will just repeat over here, is like we are talking about the polymorphism in Python, and polymorphism is nothing but performing the same task but in a different way. So when I say that this task, so now this task can be either operator, so performing the same operator but in a different way. It can be a built-in method, that is performing the same built-in method in a different way, or it can be a class method over here. So it can be simply that performing the same class method but in a different way. So we are first talking about this overloading concept in Python, and overloading has this basically these three types over here, and we're gonna see this one by one. So we'll first go with this operator overloading. So let's come over here in my PyCharm file, and we are going to just write down the code over here. So we'll just understand this thing with the help of an example. So say for example, I have this variable, that is a is equal to 5 and b is equal to some value, say that is also 5, and I'm just want to just add this thing. So what basically I'm doing over here is like I'm just taking two values and storing inside my variable, and I'm simply printing this thing. Now here this, you can see this plus operator over here. So as for now, this plus operator is used to do the addition of the two numbers. But what if I just use this thing with two string values over here? So say for example, I have another variable, and here I have this ws cube, and inside my second variable I have this text. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the x plus y. And now you can see that if I just run this course, you can see that it is giving me this result over here, uh, ws cube tag. So the point to be understood over here is that like I'm using the same operator, that is this plus. All right, this is also the plus and this is all the plus, but depending, the implementation is different over here. In case of this data type, that is the integer data type, it is giving me the addition result, whereas in case of when I'm using this plus operator over here with string data type over here, so it is just concatenating my strings. The both strings are getting concatenated. So the thing, as I said over here, that performing the same task but in a different way. So operator is like this is the same operator, but the implementation is different. So this was about the first one, that is how you can just overload the operator in this case. So in this case, you can just see that depending upon the type of the data, the implementation of this operator is getting changed. We can take one more example of the operator overloading. So suppose now in this case, I'm going to take the asterisk symbol. We know that thing. So I'm just going to say, I will just say a1 is equal to 5, and I will say b1 is equal to, say, 10. And now in this case, what I want to do is like why not just make it a2, And what I would just want to do is I will just say a1 into a2. All right, and I will take another example over here. So I will say b1 is equal to, say, I have this string, suppose ws cube tech. All right, and here what I can do is I will just say that b1 into 3. And now just we'll just run this thing. So you can see over here is like uh, in this scenario, so this asterisk symbol, as for now what it is doing, it is doing the multiplication, so you got the result as 50 over here. But in case of when I change the data type, that is when I wrote the string over here and when I just said that b1 asterisk 3, so in this case what it is doing, that it is just repeating this my string 3 times over here. So the same thing, that is, it the same operator is there, but it is the implementation is different over here. So this is the another example of the operator overloading, we can say. So this was about the first one, that was about the overloading, operator overloading. Let's go to the next, that is built-in method. Now I will just remove this code, and now we'll talk about the built-in methods. So now there are in python we have some built-in methods. We have worked with many a lot in our previous tutorials. So there are some built-in methods in python that are compatible with with uh, the multiple data types. So say for example, I can just give you that length. So we have made use of this length in various of, while we were saying the operate the sequences in our python, we were talking about this concept. So we have seen this thing length. So we'll just try to implement that thing so that we get understand like what I want to say you. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a string over here. So I will say this thing, suppose wsq tag, just a minute. All right, so this is my string, and now what I want to do is I want to just print the length. So I will make use of this length, and in this I will just pass my x over here, so it will just give me the length. Similarly, I can just use this length method with any of my data types. Suppose I can use this with list, tuple, dictionary. So we'll take down that example as well. So here suppose I'm creating a list. So say I have this list and I have a collection. Suppose I have the name of the brands of the laptops. So say for example I have this HP. Sony has stopped down, but still we can write it down just to understand. So I'm just going to say Sony. We can have Dell. All right, so this is my list over here. It is having this values over here. So this is my list, and I can just print the length over here. So I will just say length, and I will just say pass the variable name, that is y. Similarly, I can create a tuple. So say z is equal to, and we know how we declare a tuple inside a round bracket. So I have this value, suppose 1 2 3 4 5 6. All right, and we can even print down this length. So I will just say print length, and I just pass z inside it. We can even have a dictionary. So I will just say xyz, and why not just give it as q is equal to, and just uh, write down in curly braces, and I will just say that I'm having a name. So say I have this particular key, and a value is, suppose you can just give, suppose I have xyz. We'll give one more key value pair, that is id, and its value is, say, 123. All right, so this is my this thing, and I can even just print down this thing. I can use this length method with my dictionary. So you can see over here what I have done over here is basically I have created a string, a list, a tuple, and a dictionary over here. And what I'm just doing is I'm making use of this built-in method, that is length over here. And now if I just run this thing, so I will just get the result over here. So you can see I'm getting the result over here. So the point to be noticed over here is like we are talking about the overloading, right? We are talking about the built-in methods overloading. So this is my built-in method. So I can use this length with any of my uh, data types. Like in this case, I'm using it with string. So when I'm using this length method with the string, it is giving me the length of my string. When I'm using this with the list or say tuple, it is giving me the values. I'm getting the values, or like what all elements are present inside my list or tuples. Then when I'm using it with the dictionary, you can see that I'm getting the keys. That is, this is a keys, nothing but name and id. So based upon the, I'm using the same length method, that is what I wrote over here, performing the same task but in a different way. I'm using the same method name, but the implementation is different. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So this is all about the built-in method overloading in Python. So we have even covered this thing over here. So we have completed this operator overloading, which we studied about the plus and asterisk symbol. So it behaves differently as per the implementation. We saw about the built-in method, that is the length method, and now we'll see about this class method. So I will just remove this code. So class method in this, when I say that class method, so it's basically called as method overloading in Python. So basically what we are doing over here is like we are having a class and we can have method. So it will, the same method name will be there, but the parameters will be different, and depending upon the parameters, that is either 1 2 3, and how we are going to create the objects, and while calling the objects, and what parameters, that arguments that we pass, and depending upon that thing, a particular method will be called. So we'll just try to understand that thing with the help of an example. So suppose I have this class. So say I have this employee, and inside this, what basically I'm doing is I'm just gonna have this. Now just observe. So I'm just going to have a method that is def, and I will just say that greet. And inside this, what I'm doing is like so I'm having this greet over here, and I'm just having the another argument over here. So this is name is equal to, I will just initialize this, so I will just say that it's none. All right. And now basically what I'm doing over here is that I want to check for the conditions. So I will say if name is not you know it very well, we have seen this operator, this is the identity operator. So I'm just making use of this with my if statement. So I'm saying that if name is not none, so what you do, you simply print that hello person name, suppose. So I will just say hello and plus name. All right. And in the else part, what I'm saying that else print simply hello. So I'll just say hello. All right. So what I have basically done over here is like I have created a class over here with the name as employee. I have declared this one function that is greet, and this is the first parameter is always self, and the second one has I have initialized is to none. And I have made use of this if statement, and the if statement I am using this identity operator here. It says that if name is not none, so if your name is not none, then it will just print hello, and that name it will just fetch from here. And if that if that this condition is not there, then in the else part it will simply says that print hello. Now what I'm just going to do is I'm going to create the object of my class. So I will just say e1 employee, and in order to call this function, I have to make use of the object name. So I will just say greet, and this time I will not pass any argument over here. And in the second one, what I will say is I will pass the value as Tina. So this code will just work fine. As you can see here, it says in the first one when we have not passed anything, so it just says hello. And in the second scenario, what happens when I have passed the argument over here, it says hello Tina. So basically what I'm doing is I'm overloading my method, right? There is the method name is same, that is the greet, but it will just change, except it will just implement the thing based upon the arguments that it gets over here. So this is nothing but this is about the method overloading in Python. So I will just repeat this thing once again. So what we are basically doing is we are just overloading our method. So our method name is same, that is the greet one. So performing the same task, but the implementation is different over here. So we are doing the same task, that is we are doing the greeting. We are just greeting our people. But the thing is like the implementation is different. If the name is none, if it is none, so it will just go in this case, that is hello. And if there is name, so it will just print hello and that particular name. And what how it will just decide depending upon the arguments you passed over here. So in the first case, when you're calling this method, you're not passing any argument over here. But in the second scenario, you're using the same method name, and but this time you're passing the argument, so it will just implement it as per the arguments which it receives. So this was all about the overloading in Python. So we have studied about the operator overloading, we have studied about the built-in method, and we even studied about the class method, how you can overload this thing. Now we'll move towards the overriding. As I said that polymorphism in Python are of two types, overloading and overriding. So we have covered about the overloading. Now we'll talk about the overriding. Now overriding are of two types. So there is variable overriding and there is even method overriding. And the thing over here is like this overriding is achieved with the help of inheritance over here. So when I talk about the inheritance, we are going to have classes inheriting one another. All right. So we'll talk about this first one, that is a variable overriding. So I will just come over here, and what basically I want to do is I will create a two class. So I will say this time I will say class parent, and inside my parent, suppose I want to show you first the variable overriding. So I will declare some variables over here. So suppose I say def, and I make use of this int, and inside this what I do is like I will just say self dot name, and why not I just pass the value over here itself. So suppose I say here parent. All right. So I'm just giving it the values as is, just passing the values to my variable over here itself. All right. And now what I will do is I will create another class, say class child, and this is inheriting the properties of parent. And I will just declare the variables that is in itself, and I will say just I'm giving the same variable name you can see over here, and this time I will just pass the value as child. So what basically we have done over here is we have created two class, that is first one is the class parent and class child. And in this I have declared a variable that is name. I have initialized, I've passed the value to it. And inside my class child, it is inheriting the properties of parent. So my parent is the parent class and child is my child class. That is parent is my super class and child is my subclass over here. And inside that again I have defined my variable that is name, and I have given the value as child to my variable over here. So now what I'm doing is simply I am creating the object of my child class. So I say c1 is equal to child, and in order to print that variable name, that is name, so you have to make use of this print statement. So I will just say c1 dot and name. And now as you can see over here that when I'm saying this thing, so if I just run this, so you can see that it is printing child. Fine. So it work fine. All right, so it will just as we are creating the object of child, so it will just print this thing. All right, but what if I just don't have these things over here? Suppose I just comment this thing, so I will just go over here and comment this thing. And we know, we can use pass over here if we are not declaring anything inside our class, inside our class, right? So we can just simply make use of this keyword. And if I now say suppose I'm creating the object of my child class, and now I'm just calling c1 dot name now, so what it will just print? So just we'll check it out. You can see it is printing parent. So basically what is happening over here is like as I said that this class is inheriting the properties of parent. So what when I just create this object, and when I just call this with the variable name with the help of this object name, that is c1 dot name, so first it will go over here and it will check that whether it is getting the variable name here, but it is not getting it over here. So it will just go over here and it will just get the result from here and it will just print it over here. So the thing over here is that our say variable is getting overriding. The overriding is happening over here. So this is about the variable overriding in Python. All right. So you can see this thing, it is happening. And suppose I don't have this pass now, suppose. All right, I will just remove the comment over here. And in order to call the parent variable name, so I have to create the object of my parent class. So I will say p1 is equal to, and I will say parent. And if I just do this thing, and I can just print this thing, so I will just say print and p1 dot name. And if I do this thing, so this thing will print parent and this will print child. So you can see parent and child. All right, so this was all about the overriding, variable overriding. Now we'll talk about the method overriding in Python. So what I'm just going to do is, let me just remove this thing, and instead of variable I will just declare a method over here. So why not just delete this thing, and I will just say def and say my method name is hi, and this time I'm just going to say print hi, I am, or you can just simply say hi, I am parent. All right, so this is my method over here, and inside my child I'm creating the method with the same name, that is hi. And this time I will just print, I will say print hi, I am child. All right, so you're seeing this thing. All right, so what I've basically done over here is like, I've created a class parent, and inside this I'm defining a method that is with the name of hi, and it is just printing this thing, that is hi, I'm parent. And similarly what I'm doing is I'm creating another class, that is child, which is inheriting the properties of its parent class, with the name as parent, and it is also having the same method over here, that is hi, and it is just printing the statement that hi, I am child. And now what I want to do is I want to create the object of my class child. So I will just say c1 is equal to child, and inside this, in order to call this method, I will make use of the object, and I will say hi. Now at this point, which hi method it will execute? So obviously it will just execute this one, that is hi, I am child, and it did that thing. All right, and in the scenario, suppose once again I will just make it as command. So I will just say hash over here also. And what if I just say pass, so that I don't get an error while executing my code? And it says that hi, I am parent over here, though we are creating the object of the child class. So a similar thing will happen over here. It will just, when I just call this method over here with the help of this object name, it will come over here, it will check for the things, it will say that I'm not getting anything over here, if this is passed. So it will just jump over here in the parent class, and it will just fetch this method as hi, and it will just print this thing, hi, I am parent. And the similar case, suppose I just do it as normal, and what I just want to show you guys, like with the help of the parent, suppose you want to call the uh, hi method of the parent class. So simply you need to create the object of parent. So I say p1 is equal to, and I will say parent, and for that you need to say object name dot and say hi. And now this thing, what it will do, it will just come over here, and it will check for the method name with hi over here, and it will just print this hi, I am parent, and this thing will print hi, I am child. So you can see this thing. So this is how overriding works. This is about the method overriding. All right, so we'll just do a quick recap over here. So what we have studied over here is polymorphism in Python. So we said that polymorphism is nothing but it is just the same task, doing the same task performing the same task but in a different way. And here the task can be either uh, uh, the polymorphism are two types, that is overloading and overriding. And talking about the overloading, we have this three types, that is operator overloading, built-in method, and class method. So when I talk about this task that is performing the same task, so it can be either operator or the built-in method or the class method over here. So we talked about this operator overloading. So operator overloading, we saw the example, that is the plus operator, and it behave differently in case of the data type when there are both the numbers, so it does the addition. But in case of when it is the data type is of string, so it does the concatenation. So the implementation is different, but it is the same operator doing two things. Then we talked about this built-in method. So we took the example of the length. So that length method is basically what it's doing, that it works with all of the data types. So in case of list, we were saying that it returned the length, whereas in case of tuple and in case of list, it was returning the number of elements present inside a particular that sequence. And in case of dictionary, it was giving us the key. So again, the same thing, that the same task but in a different way. Then we talked about the method overloading. So in that case, we saw the example, and we took the method overloading, and we saw how the with the same method name was same, but we were giving the different parameters. The signatures were different. Even the parameters are called a signature over here. So the signatures were different, and that was working over there. So this was about the class method overloading. Then we even saw about the second type of polymorphism, that is the overriding. So this mainly it is implemented with the help of inheritance concept. And here we saw the variable overriding. So variable overriding was all about that we are having two classes, and we are having the variables with the same name, and depending upon the objects we are creating, so that particular the variable name gets displayed with the help of print method. And we even saw about the method overriding in this recent example over here. So basically what we did over here is we created the two classes, that is parent and class, and this child class inherits the properties of parents, and we are having these two methods with the same name. But we are seeing over here that it gets overriding happens over here as soon as when we check the example, that if I just create the class of child class, so that method will be called. But in case if I just give it a pass over here, so in that scenario, if I'm creating the object of my child class, it will go to the parent and fetch this method and will give this result over here. So I hope you are clear with the concept of polymorphism in Python. So see you in the next video.